Hello everybody, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to discuss about the crop protection and management. Why do we need food? We need food because it gives us energy, keeps us very healthy and help us to grow as well. Repair and replace damaged and worn out tissues. How do plants and animals get their food? And most of the plants make their food through the process of photosynthesis. Animals feed on plants or other animals to get energy. So, when we cultivate the same kind of plant on a large scale at one place, it's called crop. Depending on the season, there are two major types of crops. The first one is Kharif, and the second one is about the Rabi crops. And in between, we have Zaid crops. So just we are going to look into the Kharif that's shown in rainy season, that is June to September. Some of the examples are given here: paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut and cotton. And in the Rabi crops sown in winter season during the month of October to March. Examples: wheat, gram, pea, mustard and linseed. And Zaid crops sown in between the Rabi crops and the Kharif crops in the month of summer from March to June. The examples are seasonal food, fruits and vegetables. Basic properties of crop protection. There are 7 agriculture practices that are followed while growing a crop that are given here. The preparation of soil is the first one. To loosen and turn the soil is called as preparation of soil. And the sowing is nothing but the planting of seeds. We are throwing the seeds on the field. That is nothing but the process sowing. The next one is about the adding manure and fertilizers. Adding essential nutrients to the soil for the growth and development of plants. And the irrigation, it is supplying of water to plants at regular intervals. Protection from seeds, removal of unwanted plants from the cultivated field to allow crops proper access to light, space and nutrients. Harvesting, cutting mature crops from fields is nothing but harvesting. And the storage, after the harvesting, the storage is the next process. Keeping grains or seeds are produced safe from rats, insects, microorganisms and moistures. So the first one we are going to jump into. The preparation of soil. Why do we loosen or turn the soil? Loosening the soil is important because it allows the roots to go deeper into the soil and yet breathe easily. It's allowing the air to reach the roots. And it helps in growth of microbes and earthworms that add humus to the soil and turn and loosen the soil further, and nutrients rich soil comes to the top and can be used by plants. The process used to loosen and turn the soil is called tilling or ploughing. After tilling, leveling is done, in which big clumps of soil called crumbs are broken and leveled. The next one is leveling. In the preparation of soil, leveling is the second process. So the agriculture implements used for leveling. Traditionally the farmers used ox-drawn scrapers to level the land, but today the laser land levelers is being used to make sure that the surface of a field is even and flat. The laser guided levelers saves time, increases productivity and saves water. So these are the pictures. Traditionally they have used this ox drawn scraper, and nowadays we people are using the laser land leveler. And the next process is about the sowing. Which kind of seeds should farmers use? So the farmers use good quality seeds that are clean. It should be very clean, healthy, and give high yieldings. The selection of the right variety of seeds, it should be depends on the soil, climate, irrigation method, and other regional factors. How to separate damaged seeds from healthy seeds? That is the next question. So put the seeds in water. Damaged seeds are hollow, it lighter, and thus float on the water. Good and healthy seeds sink in water and settle down. This is how we can separate the damaged seeds from the healthy seeds. Why it is better to sow seeds uniformly? And seeds should be planted at appropriate distance to avoid overcrowding of plants. And it allows plants to get proper sunlight as well as sufficient water and nutrients from the soil. Why are plants kept in small bags in nursery? And few plants like paddy, forest plants, and flowering plants are first grown in the nursery into seedlings, then they transplanted to plants manually. Keeping the seedling in bag makes it easier to transfer them to another place. Next process is about the adding manure and fertilizers. Why are manure and fertilizers added to the soil? When crop after crop is grown into the same field, the soil becomes poor in certain nutrients. The manure and fertilizers are added to the soil to replenish it with nutrient to ensure healthy growth of plants. That is what we are adding the manure and the fertilizer. What are the different types of manure that farmers can choose or can use? The manure can be of various types such as natural organic manure. This include raw manure, compost, and green manure. First of all, we are going to talk about the raw manure. So the raw manure is a mixture of cattle and domestic waste. And the second one is about the compost. So the compost is well rotted plant and animal residue. The waste of animal and the rotted plant. The green manure are crops grown in the field as the pure crop, or as an intercrop between the main crops, and then buried in the field to enrich the soil. So after harvesting, the plants will be buried and to enrich the soil. And the biofertilizers. So these are the nitrogen fixing organisms that are widely used in organic farming and make agriculture sustainable. So these includes rhizobium, acidobacter, blue-green algae, and mycorrhiza. So the mycorrhiza is a type of fungi that increases phosphorus uptake in fruit crops like papaya and citrus fruits. The next type is vermicompost. It is a type of compost which is made using earthworms. What are the three methods of replenishing the soil with nutrients? The three methods of replenishing the soil are adding manure, that is organic manure, to the soil. And the second one is adding chemical fertilizers to the soil. And the third one is leaving the field uncultivated. It is otherwise called as fallow between two crops and the crop rotation, in which different crops are sown alternately to allow the soil to replenish with the different nutrients. And see here, the pros and cons of using fertilizers are given here. So the pros, they are chemicals rich in particular nutrients and help farmers get better yield of crops like wheat, paddy and maize. And the cons, they make soil less fertile and also cause water pollution. Why is manure better than fertilizers? The organic manure is better than fertilizers because it adds humus to the soil and increase its water holding capacity and improve the soil texture. Make soil porous, which makes exchange of gases easier and increase the number of friendly microbes like earthworms. And the next process is about the irrigation. The source of irrigation is about wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers and dams. At last we have canals. So we have a traditional and artificial method. So traditional irrigation methods can be of two types. One that use cattle and human labor. They are cheaper but less efficient. This includes the moat. See here, the picture of moat is here. So the labor is working and he is bringing up the water from the well and he is irrigating to the field. And in the second one, the chain pump. The chain pump also is used to irrigate the crops. And the third one is, it is about the dekli, and the next one, rahat, the lever system. The pulley system and the lever system is used here. And one that use pumps to lift water. Pumps can be powered by diesel. So diesel is used to give the power to the pumps. And biogases and the electricity and solar energy also is used. The modern methods of irrigation, they are best for saving water. Two main irrigation method in use today are sprinkler system. So this is the sprinkler system, and best place for places where the land is uneven. If the land is uneven, for the hill station, the people are cultivating the crops. In such kind of lands, the sprinkler system is used, and the sufficient water is not available. In some places, if the water is not available, this sprinkler system is used. And the next efficient method is drip irrigation system. So see this picture. In this picture, they have given the hose and the plants. Okay, and here the best for places where availability of water is very poor. So in such places, this irrigation method is used. And waterfalls drop by drop directly near to the roots of the crop. There is no wastage of water at all. That is what this is a very famous method of irrigating the water. And the next one, the protection from the weeds. So undesirable plants that grow naturally along with the crop are called weeds. So that should be removed. The removal of weeds is called weeding. Why is weeding necessary? Removal of weeds is essential because weeds compete with the crops for space, light, water and nutrients. They may interfere in harvesting and can be poisonous for animals and human beings. So that we should remove the weeds. And how do farmers remove weeds? So the farmers remove weeds by Tilling before sowing of crops, the uproot and kill weeds. That should be a initial process. And next, the manually removing them using krupi to uproot them or cut them close to the ground. So before tilling process, the people are doing such kind of things. And the spraying weedicides, chemicals that kill weeds but do not damage crops, such as 2,4-dichlorophenoxy dichlorophenoxy acetic acid. So it will be call it as 2,4-D. And the next one is about the naphthalene acetic acid and the atrazine. These are the weedicides that are spraying on the weeds in order to kill them. And what should farmers keep in mind while using weedicides? Yes, we know very well the weedicides are chemicals. The best time to remove weeds is before they produce flowers and seeds. That is very important. That the farmer should keep in mind. Before they produce flowers and seeds, the weedicides are diluted with water and sprayed in the field. The farmer should cover their nose and mouth with a piece of cloth while spraying them. And the next process is about the harvesting. So cutting of crop after it matures is called harvesting. The cereal crops usually take 3 to 4 months to mature. In India, many festivals are associated with harvesting, such as Pongal, Baisakshi, Holi, Diwali, Nabanya, and Bihu. Harvesting can be done manually using sickle or by machine called harvester. So see here, the first picture is representing the harvesting and the second one is representing the threshing and the third one is about the winnowing. I'll tell you one by one. After harvesting, the separating of chaff from grain can be done through threshing and winnowing. First, we are going to look into threshing. So threshing is separating chaff from grain by beating the crops against a stone or wooden bar. In this process, the grains fall from the stalk due to the force. So it can be separated by beating. And after threshing, winnowing process will be taken place. So here, the winnowing separates the husk from the seeds by blowing air through it. In this process, the husk, which is lighter, flies away and the seed, which are very heavier, fall down. There is a machine called combine, which works as a harvester as well as a thresher. So both the works can be done by this machine called combine. So the last one, storage. How are grains protected from pests, bacteria and fungi? So see the first one, the grains, the seeds are dried in the sun to reduce their moisture. At a small scale, grains are stored in jute bags or metallic bins. At large scale, they are kept in silos and granaries. The dried neem leaves are used at home to protect food grains. In big godowns, chemical treatments are done to protect the large quantities of grain. What precautions should be taken during storage of grains? So precautions to be taken during the storage of food grains are, the grain should be dried properly or they might rot easily. They should be stored in completely dry gunny bags. The bag should be kept in a place which is completely moisture free. The storage area should be well ventilated. In larger godowns, care should be taken that the chemicals used to repel or kill insects and rats do not contaminate with food grains. Food from animals. So, when animals are reared at a large scale to obtain food from them, it called animal husbandry. Animal husbandry includes taking care of animals, breeding them, and domesticating them for different purposes such as meat, wool, milk, eggs, honey, etc. The type of so the type of animals the type of animal husbandry popular in India include apiculture or beekeeping, the cattle farming, dairy farming, fish farming or aquaculture, poultry farming, the uh, breeding of chicken and the hen, a cock. And the next one, the sheep farming. So from the honey keeping, we can get the honey. In the cattle farming, we can get the milk and other dairy products. So cattle and dairy farming. The next one is about the fish. So the fish is going to get from the process of aquaculture, the poultry farming and sheep. So the next one is about the breeding. Breeding means mating animals with the superior characters to create a new breed or offspring that is more useful to us than its parents. So the breeding can be of two types, so inbreeding and outbreeding. So this is how the people are mating the animals and they're getting the very good variety of animals in order to uh, make the animal husbandry and to get more yieldings from the animals. Thank you.